Hello and welcome everyone, Tyrael here, and this is what it's like to be, okay, so I'm gonna call it High Champions. It's really anywhere within about 1,000 trophies of the #1 player. That's about when stuff like this starts. Well, nowadays it does. Whatever percentage that is, I don't know, let's call it within 15 to 20% of the trophy value of the top player. That sounds like a really far distance away because you're like, what, 15%? What? 85% of people below you, 15% above? That doesn't sound that hard. Nah, there's really like 0.001% above you and 99.99 whatever percent below you, just because of the fact that 99.99% of players are not even in Champions League. They're just hanging out down there farming or abandoned or whatever. But up here is where the searching, the matchmaking goes a little bit crazy. So matchmaking in Champions League does not work the same way as it does down there. Matchmaking in Champions League, a lot of it works the same way. Matchmaking in Champions League does not follow the new rule of town halls. You can see anyone up here. It doesn't look for similar town halls, just to make it so, you know, town hall 6s can't just snipe their way up to the top, and then you'd have to divide up the leaderboards by town hall level because no one's able to attack each other outside of their own town hall. Also, I like what this guy did, but I'm not surprised that he did something like this in Centum or whatever, or I guess since it's Latin it would be Kentum. But anyways, he used one troop, one archer to set off that giant bomb. It's kind of obvious my giant bombs are there. I know it's obvious. It's just there to try and catch a couple wizards or whatever. But he set it off so that his queen wouldn't set it off. Then he used his other troops to go set off all of the little skeleton traps before the queen gets there. All except one skeleton trap. Then got back to it. But back to what I was saying about matchmaking. This guy, good attacker, 25 trophies lost. In matchmaking up here, it works like the old matchmaking plus a little bit more. When you attack, the first person you see is the highest trophy value player that is offline, off shield, and also not being looked at by someone else. The biggest one available will always be the first one, but obviously if someone goes offline while you're hitting next, they'll appear as well. But what happens is the searching, here's what it seems to do. It'll go for the people closest to your trophy value, then it'll go farther and farther, searching farther and farther, going lower and higher to try and find other people, to the point where right now, once you pass that 20% mark, you start seeing a lot of players with one trophy. That's it. 3-star them, you get one trophy. This guy got lucky. He barely got the 2-star on me. But anyways, you'll see tons of people with one trophy, and then you'll see one in like 10,000 next. You'll see someone worth like 50 trophies. Like, some people don't believe it. They think, oh, that must be a revenge because that, whatever. You actually do next through players. I almost said people and players at the same time. Players. But you next through them, and then you'll see this guy worth 59 trophies. That's the maximum that you can find without a glitch. I've heard people glitching and finding people worth 60 trophies and 0 trophies on a loss. I've also found someone with 0 trophies and minus 40 on a loss. That is incredibly rare and a problem with the matchmaking. I think you have to be within like 5 trophies to get that. It's like, it's 5 trophies outside of giving you the proper max or minimum amount, and it still goes to it thinking that'll do that. But then when it calculates how many trophies someone's worth, it will be a 0 or a 60, which it shouldn't do. I hope that makes sense, because what I'm saying, say someone 1,000 trophies above you is worth 59. Well, then if they're, you know, 1,005 trophies above you, it'll still find it, but then it'll say they're worth 60 trophies. And it'll still do that because of a glitch. So I'm on the other end of it this time. This guy is what I'm doing to make up for it. This is why I've been using Go Wiz a lot, because those 2 defenses were back-to-back. I don't want to make it seem like my base is crap. It's not. It's working pretty well. It needs little tweaks. As you saw in the last video, it can work very well if you get everything right. And I don't have everything right quite yet, but it's won a little bit so far. It's not crap. I just got attacked by 2 very good players, and they happen to be friggin' below me a few hundred trophies. Because that's the bad luck. Because you're going to lose no matter what up here in Champions League. It doesn't matter how max your base is. Everybody's maxed up here. I go on defense. I'm getting attacked with level 40 heroes. It doesn't matter. I just have to hope that it's the guy at 4,500 with level 40 heroes, not the guy at 3,600 with level 40 heroes, because I'm either going to lose 1 trophy or I'm going to lose 30 trophies. Also, one little thing, the key to winning any ground attack is to open the base up. You want to split that base open. I almost split it too much. Look at all the walls gone. There's like no walls left all the way to his town hall. I just vacated the whole thing. That's like 25 walls broken. Most of them unnecessary. But still, that's the whole thing. It's about getting all your troops into the center and then being able to get them out, which I can't do, but I already spread my golems enough. That's the great thing about having 5 golems. I can spread so freaking wide that I have 50% before I even get to the town hall, and I'm still alive when I get to the town hall. Most of my wizards are dead if there's a multi-target inferno tower, because it's going to hit everything. Unless all my golems are on top of each other, then all 5 of the lions will hit the golems. But anyways, you cannot lose up here. You lose 30 trophies most attacks. Like this guy probably would have lost, I don't know, 16? I think it was 16, 17. Somewhere around there if I had lost this attack. That's not that bad unless you take into account that every attack I do is every hour and a half if I'm using this army. Depends on what I spin on the wheel. If I'm using a wheel army, which is what I do 90% of the time, I'm almost back where I was before. I'm at 39.23. I was at 39.35 when I took those massive losses. So you cannot lose because you'll lose minus 30. You get like 6 or 7 for a 2-star on the average attack. And then, you know, once every few days, you might find someone with, you know, 40 trophies or more. And actually, when I pushed to top 200 the first time, I found 2 back-to-back 55s. Both of them were top 20 players, top 20 to 25. One was March 11. That was the name of the person. And I forget, there were like videos about March 11. Not just the player, but someone also, #1 player also put up March 11 as their walls, like it spelled it out. And then the other one was Killer, who I've seen around and actually been in a war against twice. I don't think they're that far up anymore. Pretty close. I think one of them was up in the top 50 recently. But those were my 255s. I'm hoping to find them again. So you can't rely on defense wins. You're going to get pummeled on defense. You're going to lose every defense. And you log out. You don't pray for a defense win. You don't pray for a defense win. You pray that the guy attacking you is way the hell above you instead of way the hell below you, and then you pray for the opposite when you go searching, that 1 in 10,000 next that's going to give you the guy way above you instead of the 99.99% of people that are way below you. It kind of sucks. It really does. At some point you either have to do like 1-star and quick armies, or you have to just boost your barracks or gem up troops, because I don't know, that happens near top 200, and during top 200 you have to start doing that, because it gets absolutely ridiculous. This army works every time. Common-ish army type, hour and a half to build it. What the hell? Hour and a half to build it? Okay, you get, what, 3, no, it's pre-built, so 4 attacks. 4 attacks without gemming. And then you get, what, 6 trophies? Let's be generous and say you get 6 trophies per attack. Once you pass, like, 43, 4,400 probably, you're not going to get that much. You're going to get like 4. So say you get 5. Let's round it to 5. Let's average it to 5. Not round it, average. 4 times 5 is 20. I know, complex math. You get 20 trophies. Then you log out and you get one of those minus 28s. Yeah, that's what it's like up here. Have fun pushing, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Tyrael, out.